Good Saturday evening, everybody. How you guys doing? I'm Matty Vitale, host of My Fight Our War, and just popping on here for just a little bit tonight. It's been a while since you guys saw this ugly mug, so I figured it'd be time to jump on here and just give a couple quick updates on what's been going on and why that's been. Um, I did a short video last Friday. Last Friday, what is today? Today's Saturday. I don't know what day it was. It was either Thursday or Friday. Kind of giving a little update what's been going on, and uh, unfortunately, there's a couple little issues. Nothing that can't be handled though. I first of as you guys have known, with all the numerous surgeries that I've had on everything, shoulders, knees, hips, back. I mean, you name it. I am unfortunately needing another kind of major surgery on my right shoulder, which I had replaced about 2.5 years ago or so, and unfortunately had a little incident that happened when I tore my left tricep tendon, causing some problems with my right shoulder when I was at the gym, and one thing led to another, and it was an ongoing thing over a year. It's kind of an ongoing process, but unfortunately, the hardware in the shoulder shifted, and in the last 2 weeks, it shifted a lot. When they usually check for movement, when there's any type of implant, whether it's a hip, shoulder, knee replacement, or any type of hardware that's used, they usually go by millimeters, and as far as movement goes. Unfortunately, with my right shoulder here, the movement is literally over half an inch, and it's just insane. And to say that it's bothering me quite a bit, and so that's being dealt with. I met with a specialist, and not only were they concerned, um, first and foremost, with the movement of the hardware, there was also some concern because they when they did the CAT scan, they noticed some issues with the bone itself going down from the shoulder, like the clavicle, the collarbone going into the scap, going down into the humerus, into my arm, where there was so much involvement, which they thought at first was an infection in the bone, which was pretty freaking serious because it was that involved. So I had to do a couple things. I had to get, I got the CAT scan, and I also did verify the movement, and then they also had to do blood work on me. Hi, Lori, how you doing? I want to give a shout out to all of our family in Athens, Alabama, and Lori, who is just doing an amazing job down there. She has been kicking ass down at Athens. Um, and Lori, and as well as everybody in Athens, Alabama, have been fighting this fentanyl and drug and addiction and everything going on for, I can't remember how many years, 9 years, 10 years. I mean, Lori and her warriors down there in Athens are just incredible family, and God bless them all. So thank you for everything you're doing, Lori, and for my brother Boston, who's been taking on a bunch of stuff going on as well, to come down there to her family in Athens. Sending a lot of thoughts and prayers to all of you guys in Athens, Alabama, as well as, like I said, you, Lori, and my brother Boston. Like I said, they got the results of the scan, which did, as I said, the movement of the hardware in the shoulder, which is basically anytime I move now is just, it's doesn't feel very pleasant. Let's just put it that way. And the what they showed was a couple things that it could possibly be, like I said, was their first concern was infection. And it was so prominent going through the collarbone, through everything, that they were like, listen, man, we might have to get in there, take all the hardware out, put in spacers in your shoulder, treat the infection, close everything up until the infection heals, which could take months, reopen you, redo a complete shoulder. I mean, we're talking multiple surgeries if if that was the case. So besides the scan, I did get blood work, and by the grace of God, man, because the other possibility is, with what the scan showed, if it wasn't an infection, was just a lot of degenerative changes in the bone, basically severe arthritis, which I have throughout my body from all the injuries I've had. As you all know that are familiar with the medical field and terminology, when you have injuries, especially surgeries, and you go in there and you're cutting bones out and you're putting in joints, or you're putting in screws and plates, you tend to get arthritic conditions in that area. Well, I pretty much have surgery on all of my joints, and it ended up being, like I said, by the grace of God, not an infection. And but what it was such degenerative changes from the arthritis in my shoulder and throughout, is why the posts and the hardware contributed to the shifting of everything, because it wasn't secure enough in there to hold the implant in place. So unfortunately, when I took that heavy hit a year ago, it jarred it to the point where everything just shifted in my shoulder. And I did mention it, but I'm not one to sit there and complain. And they asked me to do different tests, move your arm up, down, to the side, and all this, which I was able to do. I mean, it hurt like hell, but you know what? You do what you got to do. You don't complain and whine and cry about it. So I did it. But that, unfortunately, was kind of my downfall, because I did it. They were like, well, since you were able to do that, everything is probably still in place, or else you wouldn't be able to move it like that. Well, I was explaining to them, I did it, but it was freaking killing me. And but because I didn't sit there and whine about it, and I just kept doing my own thing, it just progressed to get worse over an accumulative effect over the process of a year. And I don't know what happened within the last couple of weeks, but it it got to the point where something shifted even more. And like I said, it was to the point where now I went back to the doctor after they did the scan, and they showed the damage, and the surgeon came into the room, and I've known these guys for probably 5 years. We've got a really good relationship, good people, and usually a lot of joking around, between this very serious part of why I'm there as well. And there was no joking this time. He walked in and just looked at me, shook his head, put my chart down, and he was like, "Manny, this is way above our pay grade." He said, "This shoulder right now," he goes, "you need a specialist to take care of this. This is beyond our pay grade." I did go and see somebody, and the prognosis that she gave me, I was not very pleased with at all. Um, it is what it is. But when someone tells me what my limitations are, uh, I don't necessarily listen to that, because if that was the case, I had a couple doctors next month, January 27th, is going to be my 5-year anniversary of sobriety. And it's also when I had a group of doctors walk into my room and tell me I was going to be dead within 6 weeks or less. And I'm still here. So I'll be damned if I'm going to let some doctor tell me what I'm going to do and what I'm not going to do. What I'm going to, my abilities are or not going to be. I mean, they give you their best outcome of what could happen or not happen, of what to expect or not expect. I get it. I mean, this isn't my first rodeo. Been on the operating room, in the operating room more than some of the freaking attendants and scrub techs that have been in there. Um, but yeah, I wasn't very pleased, happy with the encounter that I had, and that's why it's always good to get more than one opinion. The one good thing that came out of this is I had to get the blood work. So by this doctor prescribe or setting me to get my lab work done for pre-surgical testing is when what the big thing they were looking at was my white blood count. Because when you're dealing with any type of an infection, you're going to notice different levels in your lab work, your blood work. And the big one is obviously going to be the white blood count, where if there's an infection. And there was so much damage into the shoulder, or concern with the amount of the area of the bone that they thought originally was infected. When it came back and I saw that white blood, all my labs were normal. And with the amount of what they noticed in there, it would have been off the chart. So it's a blessing. But I am seeing another specialist a week from Tuesday. I have an actual surgery date right now set up for January 23rd. But like I said, I am seeing this other specialist on the 16th, I believe. And we're going to go from there. You know, my opinion, for anyone having anything done, no matter what it is, medical procedures, please. I mean, this goes in life in general, man. I don't care if it's something done to your house, your car, but when it's something done to you for your health, get more than one opinion, man. You know, I remember talking with a friend of mine. I've been in the medical field since 1986, working ER, working psych unit, working different departments, working oncology, working as an EMT in the ER, working as an EMT in the rig on the road. And I've got to know some amazing doctors who are just amazing people, first and foremost, and that doctors. He goes, you know what, man? You walk into this room, you see some dude, some girl, some guy, some girl walk in with the jacket says MD on it. Okay. Someone who walks in with specialist. Okay. You don't know that person. Okay. And he says, you know what they call the person who graduate top of the class, top of honors, and all that stuff in medical school? I'm thinking, I don't know, valedictorian, doctor, whatever. He goes, okay. He goes, you know what they call the person who graduated dead last in every class, dead last in everything, but did just enough to barely make it into becoming a doctor? What's that? Doctor. You don't know which one you're getting. You getting the one who finished on the top or the one who barely made it in? You don't know. So please get another opinion on what you're doing. And Melissa, how you doing, Melissa? And I hope you're feeling better. I know that you had a little tumble there, and I think it was your foot or something like that. So, Melissa, I hope you're doing better. I think I got that right. Like I said, I've been in a bit of a cloud the last week and a half or so. So I apologize if I'm getting this wrong. But I think that if you're still watching, Melissa, didn't you kind of jack your foot up a little bit? And if that's the case, I hope you're feeling better, because it looked painful. But so that's what's going on with the shoulder. And the next one is, I usually have kind of a scratchy, gravelly ass voice. And it's so much better today. That's why I wanted to jump on here real quick. It's already 14 minutes. To kind of explain as well why I haven't been doing lives is I never thought that I'd ever be in a position where, oh, you have to rest your voice. You need to take care of your voice. And until I started doing this. And unfortunately, I've had damage to my vocal cords over the years, with a lot of yelling and screaming, different things going on as far as life, just from sports, from my activities, when you're working in first responder on a road in a rig and work with the police, there's yelling, screaming going on, and then just times where there's just yelling going on. Well, unfortunately, I did have some damage to my vocal cords in the past, and a lot of talking is creating some issues with my throat. And like I said, this is the best I've been able to talk in the last probably 4 days. Um, Unfortunately, I'm gonna hold off on a couple shows coming up. We've got Brianna was going to come on Monday, and from Elizabeth from Defying the Blacklist, as well as doing her story and her testimony, and coming on and sharing all of that she has gone through in the past, and just all the positive things that she's got going on. Fortunately, we're going to reschedule that to a later date. So I do apologize for that to Brianna and anyone who was planning on watching that with us, but it will be rescheduled. To my brother, Skylar Ray. Today is his 6-year anniversary, and I'll be damned if I was not going to come on here and celebrate my brother. I am so proud of you, Skylar, for all that you have gone through and everything that you've accomplished, everything that you have done. And not only that, my brother, but all that you have done since then, between your music, between your meet and greets and your speeches and your public speaking to your fans, to just let people know that addiction is only a word. As I've said, one thing that we share is addiction is only a word. It's not a death sentence. Addiction is something that's that we deal with, but it's something that can be beat, and we will beat it, and we have beaten it, and we'll continue to fight together. But to Skylar Ray, God bless you on your 6 years sober, and thank you for everything that you're doing to not only further yourself, your music, you and Kayla. I love you guys so much, and they are celebrating. That just goes to show you the type of person my brother Skylar is. Here it is, his day. 6 years, his day. And they're doing him and Kayla are doing a meet and greet with all of his fans and supporters to celebrate together. I mean, if he wanted to, him and Kayla could have had a nice night together, enjoying themselves, a nice night, dinner, relaxing, whatever it may be. But instead, they chose to be with their family that We Do Recover. So to Skylar Ray, I send you nothing but love and respect, my brother. I am so proud of you and so happy for you, for everything that you have done and accomplished and continue to do, and what you share to the community, not only there in Oregon, not only there We Do Recover, but with me and you at Music and Mayhem, with all that your love and support. That Skylar has been blowing up my phone with such positive text messages in the last couple few days, because I did chit chat with Skylar and kind of let him know a few days ago what was going on. I really don't like to sit there and whine and complain and cry about my little situation, because we all have issues that we deal with. I'm not any more special than anyone else. It happens. But I did want to reach out to him and explain what was going on. And so when we do our show, Skylar is amazing as a co-host and as what we do. So we may do something, pop on, and basically he's going to run the show, and I'll just kind of, thumbs up, nod a lot. But I couldn't go let tonight go without coming on live and telling you I love you, brother. And to Danny and Katie that were there supporting you as well, thank you for the picture of you and your little ones. Beautiful picture, and love the hoodie, by the way, guys. And thank you, Skylar, for sporting that as well. Amber, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Hope you guys are all having a nice weekend. And I've definitely missed coming on. I've definitely missed chit chatting and seeing you guys, and just going live, man. I love doing this stuff, and it's very hard for me not to do it. But like I said, between the shoulder and what really bothers me is this freaking voice. And another reason is we're leaving for New York again. Every 6 weeks, we fly out to our studio in New York and we do recordings of shows there, like we did the ones that we are releasing now currently. And I got to thank Ginger Wolf I hope you guys got to see her story that we dropped last Sunday on YouTube at My Fight Our War. Please, if you haven't, check it out. Go to YouTube at My Fight Our War and check out the shows that we have done. We've had Norman Seabrook, who did an incredible job as a corrections officer on Rikers. We had Kevin Lanning sharing his story of addiction and his crazy story of stealing the books and selling, and just the madness that he did while he was in college to secure that money, over $200,000 in a year in college. We had Louis Essig going from just terrible addiction to becoming a corrections officer, and now to Ginger Wolf, to overcoming such terrible trauma, physical and emotional addiction as well, to where she is now. To all the guests that have come on, I thank you guys so much for supporting My Fight Our War and sharing your stories with us. So please, if you guys get a chance, go to YouTube at My Fight Our War. And if you could, when you're there, I'd really appreciate it if you guys could subscribe and share and like our content. And it'll help us get out there and help get a little monetization. And I know that right now people are like, well, wait a minute, man. You said this isn't it. I'm not asking anyone for stars. I'm not asking anyone for anything that's going to cost you a penny. All I'm asking for is just to click a button. That's all. And not only that, if you could please go to TikTok as well. We've got some amazing clips from each one of our guests that we're on. So if you could please go to TikTok at My Fight Our War and follow us on TikTok, just to show you what a difference it makes. Our first show we dropped with Norman Seabrook, our very first video that we dropped, Matt Cronin, thank you. Matt Cronin is my producer and editor for My Fight Our War, who is just amazing. Matt Cronin, thank you for your hard work. Thank you for your professionalism. Thank you for being an asshat like me. Thank you for thinking outside the box. Thank you for everything that you have done and continue to do. That first video is over 1.1 million views. What a hell of a way to start out. And we're making a difference. So couldn't do that without you guys. So again, if you please could just subscribe to us on My Fight Our War at YouTube, and tell your friends about us as well. And also follow us at TikTok. It'd really help us out a lot. But back to New York, scheduled to leave this Friday the 13th, and I'll be back Monday. And right now we're scheduled to do possibly 15 shows in 3 days. So that's another reason I'm trying to take it easy on the voice. That's going to be a lot of talking in 3 days. But it's all important. And that's not to say anything less about Skylar and our show, Music and Mayhem. That's not to say anything less about Brianna Elizabeth as far as My Fight Our War and our Monday lives. So I want to make that very clear. Everyone's story is important. Everybody's. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're an actor, an athlete, a politician, if you're a dignitary, whatever it doesn't matter what your social standing is, what your title is. What matters is what's in your heart and what's in your mind, and what your story is to share with all of us to help us all. And as long as it's something that's a positive note that's going to be supportive and motivating for first and foremost yourself. That's what it comes down to. We need to put ourselves first when it comes to dealing with addiction and mental health issues or anything else that is bringing us down. It doesn't need a title. It doesn't have to be something that's got a diagnosis to affect our lives. So that's that. And before the voice starts going anymore, I want to cut this a little bit short. And 24 minutes, 25 minutes for some people might not seem short, but as you guys know me, I got no problem rambling for an hour and a half, 2 hours. And I really want to keep talking right now. I really, really do. So to Amber, Melissa, Lori, and anyone else who may be watching, um, love you guys. And we got a lot of issues that we deal with every day in our life. It doesn't, as I said, it doesn't have to even be because of addiction. It doesn't have to be because of mental health issues. It could just be life in general. The last thing that we need is to be jumping on people for whatever reason. And this is just going out to everyone in general, no one in specific, but we need to, put ourselves, first and foremost to become better people and work on being the best us that we can be. And then for myself, with the blessings that I've been given, all I want to do is share that as much as I can, any way I can. And for my sunshine, there's Brenda. Brenda, how you doing? Brenda, thank you for posting all of your um, content as well. Thank you for all your posts with your lovely little fur babies. Always love seeing them. And looking forward to having you on the show as well. Melissa, I know we've been chit chatting and trying to get you on here. So I can't remember if you're scheduled with us or not. If not, please make sure you hook up with OG because I know that we've been trying to get hooked up as well. Um, but yeah, so not everyone's going to love each other. I get it. Not everyone's going to even like each other. That's fine. But there's no reason to go out there and attack each other either. If you don't agree with someone, if you don't like somebody, and it's your personal beef or whatever it is, that's life, man. And life goes on. But for me, I'm not going to ever drag anything out here to you guys as far as a personal beef or issue, or if someone's just having a really bad time and they stumble, I'm not going to jump on them while they're down and out. Um, Even if it's someone I don't care for, which I've had issues with people that I have found have said quite a few negative things about me, and they think that I don't know. And I still promote them, and I still, try to help any way I can because, you know what? Who am I to judge? I've said a lot of nasty things in my life to people, and people have given me a chance. So things happen and things are said. Um, but I can only speak for myself, and do what I, think is best for me and for our family at My Fight or War. And that is that there'll never be any personal attacks on our page ever, along with bullying or you know, uh, disrespecting someone on our family or any family that we're part of. Man, it just won't happen. It's not what we're about. We're about recovery and love and support. And you may not agree with someone. That's fine, like I said. But another thing is just, you know, the rumors and all that stuff. We all know how that goes from being a kid all the way up till now. But now some of the rumors as you get older, unless my rule of thumb for myself is unless I see you do something, unless you do something to me directly, or I see you do something to someone directly, I'm not going to sit there and jump on here and tell people this person did this and he did that, or she did this and she did that just because someone told me they did. That's just wrong. And I'm sure as I'm not going to sit here and come on and say, oh, unless I hear you say something to me personally, or I hear you say something to someone else personally, I hear it. I'm not going to come on here and accuse anybody, whoever that person is, of ever accusing someone of saying all these terrible things unless I see it or hear it firsthand. That's just my rule of thumb because I've done that in the past. I've hurt people in the past by doing that, and I've had people do it to me in the past to try to purposely hurt me. I've had people doing it right now, saying stuff about me, and believe me, there are times I wanted to turn around and attack, like in my old days, in my old way of thinking, but that's not the way to do it. Now I take a step back and I think before I talk. What are the repercussions? And who am I to judge? Who am I? Am I any better than the people doing this stuff? I take myself down a level if I respond in that negative manner. So instead, I pray to do the right thing, say the right thing. And so all I can do is my part. So I'm just saying, man, unless you personally see and hear stuff, man, just keep it to yourself, or let someone else, instead of spreading the fire, how about spread the happiness? How about spread some positivity? How about spread? And yeah, you know what? This may have happened in the past. It may have. I don't know, but the past is the past. I have to move on. And last I checked, none of us are perfect. Last I checked, we've all made mistakes. So before you start jumping down someone's throat, look in the mirror and think, are you that much better? Just a thought, guys. I'm not trying to stir shit up. I'm trying to put fires out. That's all I'm doing. And I'm trying to be like Brenda and Amber and Melissa and Lori and Boston and Brianna and everyone else, and my brother Ian and Skylar and Matt, Brenda. I'm sorry, I'm rambling, but we're all in here together. We're here for a short time, so let's make it a great time. I love you guys. And again, for Brianna, I'm sorry about the show. We'll postpone it, but we will reschedule. And I will keep you guys updated. And my surgery, I will keep you updated on what's going on with everything else. So you guys have a great night. Enjoy the rest of what's left of the Saturday. Have a great Sunday, hopefully with family and friends. And Jesse, I'm just about to sign off, but thank you for popping on, Jesse. And I hope you have a great evening as well. Appreciate y'all. Love you guys so much. Thank you for your support. And I love you, man. Keep fighting a good fight.